everybody, welcome back. Welcome to my bare face. Thank you guys so much for your support last week with all of my declutter videos. It was really good. It's very liberating getting rid of all of this stuff that I know I don't use, and it's exciting to be able to pass it on to people that I know are really going to really enjoy it. I had a bunch of videos planned this week. I actually was filming a tutorial earlier for the new Beauty and the Beast palette from Lorac, and my eye was just watering so bad. It was just crying all my makeup off, and I was just getting so frustrated, and I was like, just wanting to throw things. So I was like, okay, well, I can either spend the week being frustrated because I can't film, or I can film something that, you know, I can actually get out and it's going to be decent quality. So I'm continuing my declutter series this week. And I just wanted to hop on here and, you know, kind of say hi to you guys since you've just been seeing my hands recently. And I know there's a lot of new people to my channel. So hi, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my dumb self talk about makeup. I really appreciate it. And thank you for all of your comments, guys. So I just wanted to kind of come on here and say hi, and that's why you haven't been seeing my face lately. But hopefully next week we will be back to our regularly scheduled program, and my eyes will start behaving themselves and not be so irritated. But I'm just trying not to exacerbate the situation, because, you know, it just makes it worse when you try to make, you know, you can't fight a watery eye. It's just, it sucks. But I also wanted to come on here and say, guys, thank you so much. The comments have just been coming in, and I'm having a hard time keeping up with them. Not that, you know, I have so many subscribers I can't keep up with them. It's just during the week I get really busy. I tend to work late, especially this time of year, and I'm home and I'm trying to film and edit and get videos uploaded for the next day, because I'm really trying to work hard and get, you know, 5 videos up a week. I'm really proud of myself for kind of sticking to this, and it's really, I think the more I do it and the more I film, the more ideas I have for videos, which is good because the creative juices are flowing, you know, and hopefully you guys are enjoying watching these videos. So I wanted to say, I see all of your comments. If you take the time to watch, not only watch my video, but then comment, like it, I want to take the time and show you the same courtesy and respect, and really read your comments and have a conversation with you and discuss, you know, problems, or discuss your thoughts on makeup, or listen and really take in your tips and your opinions and your tricks, because I learned so much from you guys. So if I don't respond, you know, if you comment on a video on Monday and I don't respond till Friday or Saturday, that's just because that's like my downtime when I can come home and go through all my comments and respond to everybody. And guys, if I ever miss a comment, please know it's just because I just straight up missed it. I try and respond to every single person on my video. Even if I find a comment that I missed, you know, 6 months ago, I'll try and respond, because it really means a lot, and it's very humbling that you guys take the time to not only watch my videos, but to comment. And because it's so easy to just sit and watch and but actually to type out a nice comment, or a trick, or you know, a tip that you have, you know, I want you guys to know that is really precious to me, and that's why I always try and respond to you guys, and I try and have a conversation. I don't ever just want to, you know, make it a generic thing, because I think, you know, you're giving to me and I need to give back. So that's kind of where I am on the comments, and I just want to let you know, because I know I tend to be really try and be really fast about replying to y'all's comments, and I know that I've kind of been not on the ball lately. So that's why you're probably seeing like a whole slew of comments from me on, you know, on a Friday or Saturday or Sunday. It's just when I have time to sit down and really digest what you guys are telling me, because that's really important to me. But guys, I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop making you look at this. Like, do you see how irritated my eyes are? Like, it's just, they get really bad out here. They get really irritated, where it won't hold, you know, like when your skin gets irritated, it won't hold any pigment at all. Like, no foundation or anything will stick to that skin. It's really weird. But I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna stop making you look at my very scary face right now, and we're gonna jump into the declutter. And again, I hope you guys enjoy the second week of decluttering, and we're gonna be doing the high-end palette collection at the end. I think it's since I feel like I'm doing really good with the declutter, and I've said it before, I'm not gonna get rid of high-end palettes. I collect them. They just make me happy. I don't buy them unless I want them. So I figure I'll just kind of end the week and end this whole decluttering series with just a straight up palette collection. So hopefully you guys are excited about that. But guys, as always, thank you so much for hanging out, for talking about makeup with me. I hope you enjoy the second week of decluttering / collection series. And thank you for being so amazing and supporting. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a rockin' week, and enjoy the video. Bye guys. All right guys, we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Now, what I've done is I've kind of sectioned off all my brushes just kind of by style. Yes, this is ridiculous. This is why I've done this, so I know what I have and I know what I can get rid of. So first off, let's talk about these brushes right here. This one, this brush right here is the Coastal Scents BR110 brush. It's their Pro Buffer brush, I believe that's what it's called. It's really, really soft and really beautiful. This one's a little bit old and has come apart. I probably had this one for 4 years or so. I do love these brushes. I used to have 4 of them. I gave one to my mother. I do love to use these when on clients. These I need to deep clean because my only problem with them is they stain really bad. These are clean actually. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one just because it's broken and the bristles are starting to get weird on it, and I'm going to keep these 2, and then when I make my next Coastal Scents brush haul, I will repurchase these because I do love these foundation brushes. They're some of my favorite. So I'm gonna keep those. Definitely keeping this one from Wet n Wild. I love Wet n Wild's brushes. This one is super, super soft. I love using this one with cushion foundation, so that one's staying. Great dollar brush. These 2 flat top buffing brushes, these are both from BH Cosmetics. This is from the first contour set or face brush set, and this is from the second one because this one is numbered. These are both really, really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and keep both of these. I like to use these for things like powder, and sometimes I will use them for foundation, whereas these I'll use with lighter foundations right here, and where these I'll use with more thicker foundations. So this one is my e.l.f. powder brush. This brush I never ever use. I tried using it with powder. I didn't like it. I tried using it with just foundation and I wasn't a fan. Plus I had to glue the ferrule back on, which is the case with a lot of e.l.f. brushes. But then again, they're $3 and they're not shoved in our face all the time. So I really don't mind that. But I never use this brush, so this one's gonna go. Guys, I'm not gonna do very well with brushes. I love brushes. It's one of my favorite things, but some of these have gotta go. All right, so let's look at smaller kind of powder brushes, stippling brushes, things like this. This stipple brush from Wet n Wild is really nice, but I just don't use stippling brushes that often. I've got the one from e.l.f., I've got the one from Wet n Wild, and I've got the one from, this is the e.l.f. stipple brush. This is the small stipple brush, and this is the small stipple brush from Wet n Wild. I like the shape of the e.l.f. one more, so I'm gonna keep this one. I think I'm gonna pass this one along. This one I'm gonna get rid of because I never ever use it. So that one's gonna be passed along. This is like a blush or small powder brush from BH Cosmetics. This is one of the first brush sets I ever got from BH Cosmetics, and I've gotta say, they've lasted really well. They kind of stood the test of time, and they're very, very soft. However, I never ever use, like really reach for this brush, so I think I'm gonna pass that one along. I think my mom or my sister will really like this one. This is from their new vegan collection. It's a duo fiber, no, it's not. It's not a duo fiber. It just looks like it because of the way the brush, the bristles are. This is the B2 from their new vegan line. I like this whole line, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that one. This is, ooh, this is the 126. This is from the second BH Cosmetics, like sculpting line. I never reach for this brush. This would be really good for like underneath the eyes and kind of setting powder, but I never reach for it. So I'm gonna let that one go. This one came with that Walgreens Cinderella collection. That one's gonna go. This is my $1 rattan brush that I got off the Wish app, I believe, or the Home app. It's one of the two. $1. It took like a month to get here. This is one of my favorite brushes for both highlighter and setting powder underneath the eye, setting your concealer. I'm gonna keep that thing. It's a NARS knockoff, but I want to get a couple more of those because I use that all the time. It's always dirty. Okay, maybe I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad so far. Okay, let's move on to powder brushes. See, I had to kind of like separate these and organize them with my little hair ties so they wouldn't be all over the place. This is one of the first brushes I ever got. This is when I got my Bare Minerals set when I was first really getting into kind of that higher end makeup. I used to be obsessed with this brush, but now I feel like it's just kind of, it's still nice and it's not scratchy, but I never ever reach for that, so I'm gonna pass that one on. This is the vegan powder brush. I love this brush. This is the V1, so I am gonna be keeping this one. You're probably not gonna see me get rid of any of those. I do have two of the Real Techniques powder brushes. One is a brighter orange, one is a lighter orange. I don't know why. I'm gonna go ahead and keep one, and the newer looking one I'm gonna give away. So I'm gonna keep this one, and I'm gonna give this one away just because I don't want to give away an older, dirtier brush. I do clean my brushes, guys. These, if you see powder coming out, that's dust because I have so many freaking brushes and I never use them. So the ones I'm going to keep, I'm going to just go through and give them a deep, organize them and give them a really good deep clean. But I do love this powder brush. Both these brushes are from Sonia Kashuk. These are, I got in limited edition collections. They're really, really cute. The powder brushes, this one's more of a rounded ferrule where this one is definitely more pinched. I like these powder brushes, but I never use them. They're not very soft, and I just don't use them. I just don't use them, so they're gonna go. I do have this old Wet n Wild powder brush. The bristles are nowhere near what, are we in focus? Are we in focus, guys? Come on. There we go. Sorry about that, guys, if we were out of focus. These are nowhere near as soft as the newer ones, so this one's gonna go. I love this one. These little powder brushes from Wet n Wild are just so multi-use and hey, I just learned something new. I just switched to manual focus. I'm smart. So this one is definitely gonna stay because I love these. They're so soft, such good. All right, let's talk about these. I bought one of these little brush sets, again, off the Wish app. I think I got 10 brushes for $10 or $8, something like that. I've got to say these little ones I do not use at all. These little itty bitty ones, I don't use them. I don't find any, you know, just use for them on my face. They're are really nice. I mean, they're not the most, you know, fancy brushes ever. They've got a little bit of bend to them. So they don't feel like super luxurious. They are luxurious. They are very light but they're very densely packed and they are nice quality. I just never use these. So these I'm going to pass along. I do really like this foundation brush right here. It needs to be cleaned right now because I just used it. So I am going to keep that one. This I do enjoy. These two I do enjoy for contouring and blush every now and then, especially if I'm using cream. So I'm going to keep that one and I'm going to give this one away. I'm only going to keep 3 of those. I'm going to give 7 of those away. This one is a Profusion blush brush. It's really soft, but I don't need it. I never reach for it. So that one's going to go to a good home. This is another brush that came with that Bare Minerals set. It's a little bit scratchier than the powder brush. I used to love this brush, but I never use it anymore. So this is going to go to somebody who could give it a good home. Okay, guys, these are my BRC S25 brushes. I love these. This is my favorite bronzer, contour, blush, highlight brush. I use these all the time for everything. These are such good brushes. They're like, I want to say, if you can get them on sale, you can get them for $4 or $3. I usually buy my Coastal Scents brushes when they have their Black Friday sale. I just love them. They're great quality. They feel nice. They don't shed. They don't fall apart. I love Coastal Scents brushes, and these are absolutely no exception. Probably one of my all-time favorite brushes. That's why I have 3 of them, because I'm really lazy when it comes to cleaning brushes. Plus, I will use those on clients if I'm doing a wedding. This is a new brush to me that I'm obsessed with. I hate saying that, but I really am. This is the Delium Tools patent pending 988 brush. I want to say I've heard Cora Vintage or Tacky talk about this, but I've also heard Samantha Riley talk about this. This is such an interesting brush. It's got that little divot in the ferrule there, and it's tapered. So it's tapered that way. So I find it's perfect for blush application. I also find it's perfect for setting powder underneath the eye. It's really dense. It's got a nice weight to it. It's just a beautiful brush. This is probably one of the most expensive brushes I own, and it's like 15 bucks. So, you know, that just to give you an idea that I am not in on you have to spend a whole bunch of money on brushes, even though I want to explore this line for sure. But I got this one at IMATS, and I think this was one of the most expensive brushes that they had. Such a unique brush. I don't have anything else like it in my collection. It is so super soft. Like I got this brush, and then I went over to the Hakuhodo brushes, and I was like, this is coming up on those brushes, and those are like some expensive brushes, but I love this brush, so I'm definitely keeping that one. I love this Real Techniques blush brush. Oh, God, I always get those backwards. It's just a perfect shape, especially if you just want to focus color on the apples of your cheeks. So I am keeping that. I love Real Techniques as well. This is my e.l.f. Mineral Powder Brush. I like these e.l.f. brushes. I just find they're great multi-use. This one I don't ever use. So I will be passing this one along. It's not one of my favorites, but I do I do like the quality of e.l.f. brushes. My main gripe with e.l.f.'s brushes is that, I haven't bought any recently, so I can't speak to their recent quality, is that it used to be that they would all come off, like the ferrule would come off on all of them, and I always have to super glue them. But then again, I was paying $3 for them for the studio line. I know they're kind of creeping up on price, so let me know if you have any new suggestions for new brushes that have come out. But this one I am going to pass along just because it's not one that I use. Now this brush, on the other hand, I love. I use this very much like I would, see, this is one of those ones where I had to glue the ferrule back on, but I don't care because I love it so much. This is the complexion brush. I got this because Emily Noel 83 was raving about it, and I've got to say it's a great brush. I mean, just know that if you buy some of these cheaper brushes, sometimes you're going to have to glue the ferrule back on, but that doesn't bother me. This is great for bronzing and contour. I love using it because it gives me that same kind of feel, but it's a little bit fluffier, so I get a softer contour out of that one. So that one's staying. This brush I really do like. This is not one of BH Cosmetics' best quality brushes. You can see it's kind of cut a little funny, but I still like this for blush. This is the 124, so I do use that. It's nice and soft, so I will use that one. The Wet n Wild, this is their blush brush. Again, great for highlighting, great for just if you want a smaller placement of blush, so I will be keeping that one. This is another one of those BH Cosmetics brushes. This is along with that first set that I got. This one's a little bit bigger than the first one that I got rid of. It's really soft. It's really beautiful, but I never use it, so that's going to be passed on. Let's talk about some contouring brushes. So first, let's talk about these two. This one is from e.l.f. This is their contouring brush, and it's just one of those really dense kind of contouring brushes if you really want that kind of cut contour, which I've kind of gotten away from, but every now and then I really like it. And this one I like to use to kind of place powder at the corner of my eye if I'm doing a really glam look, so I can apply shadow and it doesn't go crazy all over the place. So yeah, I am going to keep both of these. This is again, the e.l.f. contouring brush. This is the BH Cosmetics 127. It comes in the second set of brushes. This is a Coastal Scents brush. This is the BRC S49 brush. I really loved this for foundation when I first got it, but I've got to say there was a spot in here where it would just shed like crazy. This is the only brush from Coastal Scents that I've ever had an issue shedding with. It must have been that part is gone now. Like it just, all the bristles went away, but it's really soft, really dense. It's a beautiful angled Kabuki brush. So now I'll use it for cream contouring. I really like it for cream contouring, and I will use this for foundation sometimes. Guys, I just used, depends on what I'm feeling. I'll use different brushes for different things, but this is a beautiful brush. I do want to pick up another one of these just because I do like it, and I want to see if it was just a fluke that I was having some issue with the bristles coming out. It was like right in this area, but it's still so dense. It's like you can't even see that it was coming out, and I've tried to even go in there and pick them out. Oh, yep, see, there's one. So it's like right in that area, but they're not coming out like they were. So just know that that is one that I had a problem with, and for that reason I don't use it for foundation as much, but it's really nice for cream contour. This is just a beautiful fan brush I got from Coastal Scents. This is the BRC N36. The S line is synthetic, N is natural hair. This is just a beautiful fan brush just because I wanted a nice big fluffy fan brush, so I will be keeping the one that's like the only one I have. This is another Kabuki brush from BH Cosmetics. This was from the first set. Again, this is very much like this one from Coastal Scents, except where this one, it has shorter, denser, more densely packed hairs. This one's fluffier and a little bit softer, and this one is a little bit less dense and has more of a give to it. So I like this for contouring, so I will keep that one contouring with powder products. And again, if you are interested in this type of brush for contouring, another great one is the Real Techniques sculpting brush. But again, I feel like this one has got more give and is not quite as densely packed as this one. So this one I just like for creams, but I do kind of use them interchangeably with creams and powder. So I am keeping that one. This is the e.l.f. Or sorry, not e.l.f. This is the Wet n Wild contour brush. It's really soft, again, really soft, really nice, but I just never use it, so that one is going. I can't believe I got rid of that one. I am going to keep this one, however. This is the BH Cosmetics V3 contour brush. I kind of use this more for highlight, but I do really like that brush. And then again, I have another angled blush brush. This one's really pretty. It's like a smaller version of the BRC S25 brush. Guys, I just have a larger face. I mean, it sounds funny to say that, but my head's a little bit bigger, and I have a more surface area to work with, so I prefer a larger brush. But if you are looking for something like this, but you think it might be too big, for your face if you have a smaller face than I do. The e.l.f. angled brush is very, very similar. It's similar in feel, it's similar in give, and definitely similar in the way it's cut. It's right around the same price, and it's going to be more available because you can pick it up at Target and Walgreens and CVS and that kind of thing. So I don't use it, so I'm going to pass this one on. But if you're interested in this one but think it might be too big, this one would be great. See, this is a bigger brush, but I just love it because I've got a big old head. I've got one of these flat angled Kabuki brushes. I do use this. This is from BH Cosmetics. This is from their first face set. And I think they came out with these to kind of, let's see, is that a hair coming out? Yeah, I just had a hair come out. So guys, brushes do shed. Brushes shed every now and then, but just, you know, be aware it's going to depend on the brush and the batch and normal wear and tear on the brushes, how much you wash them. But I do like to use this one for foundation, and sometimes I like using it for concealer because it's great for right underneath the eye. I'm just getting in the smaller parts of my face, so I will be keeping that one. This is just like the that kind of NARS knockoff brush. This one says NARS. This is a knockoff that I got. It was a $1 brush that I got off the Home app or the Wish app. But unlike that rattan looking one, this one I never ever use. It's not soft. I mean, it says NARS on it. It's a knockoff, but yeah, not a fan. That one's gonna go. All right, guys, let's talk about some Kabuki brushes. So the first one I want to talk about is this one. This is actually one of the most popular videos and one of the earliest videos on my channel. This is the EcoTools retractable Kabuki brush. I love this brush. It's beautiful. It's densely packed. It's soft. It's great for powder. It's great for travel. And actually, one of y'all made the great suggestion of just when you're done using it for the day, if you're traveling, just put some powder on the brush, pack it up, and take it with you. And then you have some extra brush, powder just to touch up during the day, which I do love that for. I think it's fantastic, and I can't remember who suggested it, but they're geniuses. So I do love this brush that is staying. I do have this e.l.f. contouring Kabuki brush. It's nice, but I don't like it nearly as much as I love my very old and worn out just Kabuki face brush. This one is so much softer. I reach for this one so much more. So I'm going to keep this one and get rid of this one. This was from the Wet n Wild Queen of Hearts collection that just came out this past spring. So I am gonna keep this one. It's really super soft. It's I would say it's maybe even softer than the e.l.f. one. They're Wet n Wild brushes, guys. Don't sleep on those. They're so good and they're so soft. It's a little bit smaller, so I am gonna keep that one. And then this EcoTools Kabuki brush is really, really beautiful. It's really soft. I never use this. This is kind of face and body. You'd think I'd use this just because I do have a bigger head, and it'd probably be great for bronzing up just around the outer portion of my face, but I never use it, so I'm going to pass that on. All right, let's talk about some detail liner brushes, eyebrow, combing through brushes, all that kind of stuff, because I've got a million of these. Guys, I have been on the search for the perfect angled eyeliner brush. This one's from MASH. I got this for a Christmas present a few years ago where it came with like 30 something brushes and it was like 25 bucks, I think, because I looked it online. This is a good little angled brush, but I never ever use it, guys. I have found my perfect angled brush, and it is actually this one for eyeliner. It's the Delium Tools. It's dirty right now. 760 brush. It's so teeny tiny. It is perfect for eyeliner. I find like with a lot of angled brushes, they're either too thick or they're not stiff enough or they just don't do anything for me. So I am going to keep this one and I'm going to give this one away. I have also been trying to find the perfect just liner brush, just, kind of precise, like kind of painter tip brush. This one is the Coastal Scents BRC S15. This one, it just doesn't work. It splays too much. It just doesn't work for me. I'm very particular because I do have hooded eyes, so that one is gonna go. This brush is from Soho London. Again, I have the same issue. It just splays too much. It's just a little too thick, and I'm gonna pass that one along. I do love this brush. This is the V10. It comes with a spoolie on one side and a really nice, really densely packed, thin brush on the other. I don't use this for eyeliner, but I do like this for brows, so this one is staying. I do like this Real Techniques, the fine liner brush when I'm in the mood for lining. This one is just, I don't know what it is, but it just stays together, it hangs together, and you can get some really precise work done, so I'm keeping that one. I am gonna get rid of the Real Techniques silicone liner brush. This one just does not apply product very well. It just doesn't pick it up, so it just ends up being more difficult, even though it's got a really nice fine tip on it. So I'm gonna pass that one along. This is a great brush from Tarte. This is a double-sided eyeliner brush, and I got the set of their clay paint liners that came out last year for Christmas. So this one I am going to keep just because it is really nice. I do like this one. I also do like the e.l.f. the angled liner brush with those clay paint liners. Not quite as much. I don't use it as often, but I do like it. It's a nice brush. It's starting to splay out a little bit, but it still hangs together really well when the product's on there. So I am going to keep that. I have a bunch of these little like teeny tiny liner brushes that I was just kind of accumulated when I was in the search for the perfect liner brush, like this one just from different eyeliner brands. This one's from Milani. This one I can't remember, so these are gonna go. I don't use them. This is the Wet n Wild liner brush. Again, it's too thick to get a nice precise line, even though it is closing in on the shape of that one from Delium Tools. This one is just so much more precise, so that one's gonna go. This is an old school brush. I used to do this, use this with my brows all the time. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one because this one's an old favorite. It's old and crappy and falling apart, but sentimental. It's one of my first brushes. This one is from Soho London. Again, I'm going to get rid of this one for the same reason. It just is not hanging together, and I don't need a million of these angled liner brushes. This is the e.l.f. small angled brush. Again, I thought this one was going to be like Holy Grail for me, but it's not. You see how it just kind of bulges out in the middle? It's kind of hard to see, but it doesn't keep its shape, and it flares out in the middle, so it's not as thin and precise as I like, so that's going to go. This is a Mash brush that I use for lip products, so I am going to keep that. I don't use lip brushes that often, but when I do, I like to use that brush. This one is from Profusion. Again, I have the same complaint. It does not thin enough for me. This one is from Sonia Kashuk, and this one is just like running a Brillo pad across your face. So no, that one's going to go. This is the Coastal Scents BRC S17. Again, I thought this was going to be really good, and I love Coastal Scents brushes, but this one, the bristles are flaring out, and I'm just not a fan, so that one's going to go. This little teeny tiny one's going to go. This, again, is from that same brush line. Both of these are from that same brush line with BH Cosmetics. I'm going to go ahead and pass these along just because I don't need a million spoolies, especially since most of the brow products that I use now come with them. I'm going to say the same thing. I've already kept 2 of these brushes with the spoolies on the end. So, no, I'll keep one more because I'll use that one on clients. This is, again, another angled liner brush. I think this one's from Profusion. This one's going to go. All right, guys, we did pretty good with that category. Here, I'm gonna move you over here so you don't have to see, or you can kind of see progress I'm making. Okay, let's talk about these. These are all buffing brushes. I'm probably gonna have a little bit of difficulty with this one. Again, this is a Real Techniques. This is the Expert Face Brush. This used to be my Holy Grail face foundation brush. I realized it took me way too long to use it all over the face, but I do like it for cream products, cream contour, concealer. It is a really nice brush, so I'm gonna keep that one. This brush I love. This is the BRC S29 brush. I love using this to put primer on clients. I also like to use this with cream foundations that come in a compact. Because it's duo fiber, it gives me a nice coverage, but it doesn't make it look too cakey because it doesn't pick up so much product. This is a fantastic brush. If you like cream foundations or cream products that go on your face, this probably even be a really good blush brush, although I think it'd be too big for a lot of people. This brush is amazing. It's the BRC S29. Love this brush. First one fell off the table. We've got the Ultimate Blending Brush from e.l.f. I really do like this brush. It's really nice. Do I want to keep this one? I don't think I need to keep this one. It's really nice. It's really dense. Well, here. You know what? I'm going to keep this one, and I'm going to give the Real Techniques one away because I probably use that one more than the other one. This is another brush I got off the Wish app. I'm not a fan. It's just cut. It's really soft and it's really dense, but I haven't used it yet. I think I paid $1 for it, so that one's going to go. This is a powder brush from the BH Cosmetics. This is from their first line. It's just kind of a buffing powder brush. I think I'm going to let this one go because I just never use it. I have some pointed face brushes that I really don't use for anything other than just kind of setting powder underneath my eye. So I have the e.l.f. pointed face brush. I'm gonna let that one go. I think I'm gonna keep both of these just so I have two. I like to have a couple of brushes for each thing. This is the BH Cosmetics one. It came from the first, well, you know what? No, I'm gonna let that one go too. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna keep this one. This is called the Master of Beauty Blush Brush. This is such a soft brush. I don't use it for blush. Again, I use it for setting my concealer underneath my eye. I found this at TJ Maxx and I haven't been able to find them online. So if you know anything about this line, let me know because the quality of the brush is really, really nice. So I'm gonna keep that one. I did get sent the Hourglass foundation brush that goes with their vanishing, or what is it, their stick foundation. It's a great foundation brush. I am gonna keep this one. All right, let's move on to some concealer brushes, kind of buffing brushes. This one from Sonia Kashuk, again, I'm just gonna get rid of. It's just the quality of her limited edition brushes I find are just not that great. I do like some of them. This is the Wet n Wild foundation brush. I like these for masks. I actually am going to keep both of these because I like using them for masks, and sometimes I do like using them for applying concealer or even foundation sometimes if I'm feeling frisky. So I'm going to keep both of those. This is the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. I do use this interchangeably. Sometimes I use it for shadow and sometimes I use it to buff out concealer. So I'm going to keep that. This brush from BH Cosmetics is meant, I think, for concealer. I never use it. That one's gonna go. This is a smaller concealer brush. This is the 130. I am gonna keep that one. This is another brush from BH Cosmetics that's meant just, I can use it as an eyeshadow brush or to buff out concealer. I think I'm gonna keep that one. This is meant, I believe, to contour your nose. First of all, my nose is not that little, so this one is gonna go. It's the 131. It's an interesting brush. It's nicely made. I just never use it. This is the BH Cosmetics 129 brush. It's another great buffing brush for either concealer or you can use it for eyeshadow. It's great underneath the eye, so I'm gonna use that or keep that. This is the BH Cosmetics. This is like a small stippling brush. It's that flat kind of buffing brush. Again, not my favorite style of brush, so I'm gonna let that one go. And then this is the BH Cosmetics 128, just a great smaller buffing brush that you can use for a variety of things. I think this is really great for around the nose area and underneath the eye. So again, I'm keeping that one. All right, guys, this is that style of brush that I love. This is that kind of flat packing brush, but that style that still has some fluffiness to it so you can use to blend it out and it's kind of tapered. Hi, PETA. Are you done being a little butthead? Come on. I know you want to eat all the, I know you want all the brushes. Come on. As far as I'm concerned, you can never have too many of these, but I probably have too many of these, so I need to cut these down a little bit. This is the BH Cosmetics V6 brush. I love this for packing shadow all over the lid. Again, this is my favorite brush for setting primer, packing just color all over the lid, all over the eye, blending out a little bit and getting a really nice brow bone highlight. That one is staying. The Coastal Scents BRC S2 is staying. I love this brush. So good. This one from Soho London is a great brush, but I just don't use it anymore. I prefer the Coastal Scents. This one is a little bit too rounded. I prefer those types of brushes to be a little bit more tapered, or have a more tapered ferrule, so that one's gonna go. This is the BRC S02. Did I have two of these? Yep, these are brushes that I just love and I use all the time. So I have two of those. Those are staying. This is an old school Wet n Wild brush. It's just not cut very well and it's not very soft, so that one's gonna go. I love this brush. I got this brush a couple years ago in one of Sephora's sets, and I think it was originally $62 for 6 brushes, and I got the deal for 26. I don't know how that happened, but this is the Precision Shadow Brush. I love this brush for the inner corner. I also love it to buff shadow underneath the eye into eyeliner. That one's staying. Another really cute Sonia Kashuk brush that I just never use. That one's gonna go. Somebody's gonna really enjoy those brushes. Another great brush. This was the Eco Tools brush. This is from a travel kit, but again, it's short. It gets lost in my collection. I never use it. That one's gonna go. This one's from Perfusions. I would like this brush if you didn't have your eye exposed to so much of that metal edge. That one's gonna go. This is another brush from that Sephora line. This is their blending shadow brush. This brush is beautiful. Keeping that. Another one of those Sonia Kashuk brushes. I have a million of these. I just don't need it. Somebody could get some better use out of it. It's a cute brush, but I just never use it. These are both from e.l.f. These are some of the first brushes I ever got. This is the eyeshadow brush, and this is the defining eyeshadow brush. I never use these anymore. These are gonna go. This is my Flower EO1 brush, which I think I have. I didn't even mix in my brushes that are in my kind of everyday brush. I tend to cycle through brushes, guys, where I'll pull some brushes out and put them in their own separate container and just reach for those for a month, and then I'll clean them, put them back in, and mix some things out. But I used to have 2 of these. I don't know where the other one is, but oh, here. Yeah, I do have 2 of these. I love this. I got this in a set in Christmas, like with eyeshadows a couple years ago. And now you can buy them individually. These are such great, beautiful, soft brushes. I'm keeping both of those. This is another BH Cosmetics brush. This one is just got kind of an angle. I really don't find a lot of use for these types of brushes, so that one's gonna go. Another Soho London brush. This one's gonna go. Guys, I did better there. Oh wait, I've got some more eye brushes. All right, I have some more eyeliner brushes. Oh, no, these are like small detail brushes. Okay, more small detail pointed kind of blending brushes. This brush I do really like for concealer, or I mean for lips. This is from that BH Cosmetics set. I am gonna keep that one. This is from the Essence of Beauty set. I love this brush, and it's got a smaller companion, which I think is in that cup, which I'm gonna go through at the end. I am gonna keep this. This is the Crease brush. Really great little brush just for getting in there, getting the detail in. I love this BH Cosmetics pencil brush. This came in like the purple crocodile set. Love this. This is great for underneath the eye and great for outer corner work. I'm gonna keep that. This is a Mash brush. Again, I got like a bunch of brushes in that set. This is not one of my favorites. I prefer the packing brushes. I've gotten rid of a bunch of the other brushes from that set. I'll probably be keeping a lot of the packing on brushes, but this one is gonna go. I have all of these e.l.f. Professional blending eyeshadow brushes. I used to love these. It was kind of hit or miss. You can see that they're all cut differently. These are all the same brush, and they were dollar brushes. Like this one's cut like really funky. I never use these anymore. I know there's other people out there that could get use out of these, so those are all 5 gonna go. This brush is from Soho London. I actually do like this brush for, you know, it came in the same set. I do like this brush for buffing a shadow underneath the eye. It's just got a nice density to it, but it's soft, so I am going to keep that one. This one is from Coastal Scents. This is the BRC N08. This is one of the few natural hair brushes that I have from Coastal Scents. I do really like this brush. It's really soft. It's great. This is kind of like a grown-up version of what this brush is, and it's a lot softer and it's just better made, so I'm going to keep that one. I have this pointed brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm never going to use that. That's going to go. I have another like round buffing brush from Soho London that I got at Walgreens. This one is just I just prefer this one. I prefer this one over this one. This one's smaller and it's a little bit stiffer and not cut quite as well, so I'm going to keep that one and get rid of that one. I do have these teeny tiny little brushes from Coastal Scents, which I like for just detail work if I'm really getting in, like, you know, you guys, you know, I like to do those crazy over-the-top drag looks, and sometimes I like doing cut creases that are really extreme. These brushes are great for blending out a cut crease and really getting in the detail without messing up the line. This is the BRC S53. I love these brushes. These are both staying great little detail brushes. And in the same line, this one's great. This is the V9 from the Coastal Scents, the vegan collection. Love that one, keeping that one. Another great little Eco Tools brush. This one's beautiful. I believe this is a concealer brush is what this is marketed as, but it's a great eyeshadow brush. Really soft, really beautiful, but I never use it, so that one's gonna go. This is a great detailed brush. This is the accent brush from Real Techniques. Again, great for inner corner work, great for work along a cut crease, and for kind of packing on shadow underneath the eye, so that one's gonna stay. I have another one of these little brushes from BH Cosmetics. This is the 132, but since I'm keeping the vegan, the V9 brush, where did that one go? Since I'm keeping the V9 brush, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass on the 132. I just feel like these are a little bit smaller, so that's just in comparison. That's the BRC S53 from Coastal Scents. This is the V9 from BH Cosmetics, and this is the 132 from BH Cosmetics. So it's kind of like little stair steps. You know what? I think I'm going to keep that one because I like the difference in size.
Guys, I like to have options. This is the V8 from BH Cosmetics from their vegan line. Again, I like to use this as a little lip brush, so I'm keeping that. All right, guys, let's talk about this brush. Since I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 6 of these. This is ridiculous, but I do love using these and I use these on clients. This is the BR250 from Coastal Scents. I love this brush. It's one of those brushes. You see me use this in every single tutorial. I do have some that are older. You can see ones that I've had longer have splayed out and washed out a little bit more. This one's probably 4 years old. This one's one of my newer ones, just to kind of give you an idea. But it's beautiful because it's got that pinch ferrule, so it's perfect for getting in the crease, blending out your crease color and up into the transition. They're nice, they're soft. They're not the softest brushes I've ever used, but this is like my absolute all-time favorite brush. I use this brush every single day, which is why I have 6 of them, because when they go on sale, I pick them up. Plus I use them in my kit when I do weddings and things like that. Absolutely 100% love this brush. I know it's excessive, guys, I know, but I love these, and I kind of use them now. Since I've got some that are older and a little bit more splayed out, I'll use this more as a just fluffy brush, and I'll use this one more as like a concentrated crease color brush, which is dirty because I just used it. So I absolutely love these brushes. I know it's excessive, but I'm keeping those. I don't even care. Don't even care. Another brush that I absolutely love and use every single day is my Wet n Wild fluffy brush. I love it. These are dirty because I've been using them. This one's clean and a little bit newer. And again, just like with the BH Cosmetics, you can see, because they're a dollar brush, guys. So as you use them, they're going to kind of lose their shape a little bit and not be as tapered. But I don't care because I love these brushes. These are perfect for transition colors. Absolutely adore those brushes. Those are staying. This is a BH Cosmetics 12 brush. I like this brush, but I do not use it because this is my go-to absolute all the time. Fluffy brush. That one's gonna go, fluffy blending brush. I do like this little brush and I do use it every now and then. This is an MUA crease brush. This is the 315. It's a teeny tiny little crease brush. I don't reach for it that often, but it is gonna stay. This is from the Pirates of the Caribbean collection. This is gonna go back in the palette. So this is a fluffy brush from Sonia Kashuk. Again, it's not the softest brush I've ever used, so that one's gonna go. I do like this crease brush. This is the V5 from the BH Cosmetics Vegan collection. It's got a nice taper and point to it, and the bristles are pretty dense, so they're really good about keeping their shape, so I'm gonna keep that one. I am gonna let this little Eco Tools brush go. I'm gonna let this little Revlon brush go. I'm gonna let this other Sonia Kashuk fluffy brush go. Guys, the ones on the sets just aren't that good. I know they're beautiful, but I just don't, I don't know. I think it's kind of just a waste of your money because they're just not as great of quality. This is another little Eco Tools brush. Again, Eco Tools is really good. I like their brushes, but I just never reach for them because they're so small generally, and they just sit in my, and get lost in my collection, so that one's gonna go. I love this Real Techniques base shadow brush. This is great for underneath the eye. This fluffy brush from from Soho London, I do really like, but again, I don't reach for it anymore because those Wet n Wild brushes and the BH Cosmetics brushes have just kind of replaced it. This is the e.l.f. blending brush. This is one of those brushes that I really, really like. It's very similar to this brush, which again, I think I have 3 of. Yeah, I think I have 3 of these. This is the BRC S06, guys. This brush is the perfect brush for blending out shadow underneath the eye. It's very tapered, so it's very thin, but it's fluffy and soft enough so you can really get in there in that tiny area and blend out your lower, any color you have on your lower lash line. I do have 3 of those. I'm keeping all of them. Guys, I know it's excessive. I'm lazy about cleaning brushes, but you know, again, I probably paid $2 for those brushes. So this one's very much like that, but since I prefer those, this one's a little bit stiffer. I'm gonna let this one go. Guys, I'm gonna keep this brush just because, again, like that other one that I kept that's just old and dirty, this came in a set from Walmart. I'm gonna keep this just for memories. But it came with a pencil brush, like it feels like it's about to fall apart. And this was used to be like my go-to fluffy brush. So I'm gonna keep this one just because. Oh my gosh, guys, thank y'all for hanging with me. We are almost done, I promise. All right, guys, let's talk about packing on brushes because you guys know I love color. I love to play around with it, and I'm always experimenting with different things, but I know I can get rid of some of these. So I'm gonna get rid of this teeny tiny little e.l.f. Eco Tools brush, never use it. I think this is an Eco Tool concealer brush, but I don't use brushes like this. Is a BH cut. Oh no, this is Soho London one. I'm gonna get rid of both of these. I just don't use them. I tend to use those brushes just for shadow. I am gonna go ahead and keep this one front. I'm going to go ahead and keep the V7, just another smaller kind of more concealer brush. Sometimes I will use that to pack color on a wider area. I am going to keep that. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this Soho London brush. It's got a nice shape to it, but I just never ever reach for it. Same with this one. This one's going to go. This is the BRC S20 brush. I use this one all the time. Really, really like this brush. Let me see, do I have another one? I want to say I have another one in there. I need to go through that at the end. So I'm going to keep that one. I do love these teeny tiny little brushes from Coastal Scents. So these are from Coastal Scents. So this is the BRC S20. This is the BRC S12. I think I already kept one of these. I love these these are great, again, for precision work. They're affordable brushes. They're well made. I love those. They keep their shape. The BRC S, which one is this? S01 brush. Love this for blending out shadow underneath the eye. Again, another great brush from Coastal Scents. Here is another BRC S12 brush. I'm keeping that one. This one is the Sephora smudge brush, another great brush for just really doing some precision work underneath the eye. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these two from BH Cosmetics just because I'm keeping the other BH Cosmetics one, and that one's cute. Somebody's going to be excited about this one. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one from Wet n Wild. Again, another great brush. I just never use it. I'm going to get rid of this one from BH Cosmetics. I'm going to get rid of this one from BH Cosmetics. I use these, but I'm like, I have so many. This is ridiculous. I'm going to get rid of this little, oh, you know what? I'm going to keep one of these. That's why I got to back up. Because for a while, I was using both of these. I was using these brushes, these little concealer brushes to clean up underneath my brow bone. These are perfect for that. So I'm going to keep one and get rid of the other one because I don't do that much anymore. But when I'm into there are periods when I'm into really over-the-top extreme makeup, I love them for that. Okay, this is what I was talking about with those Mash brushes where they came out. What is this one from? One's from Profusion. That one's going to go as well. The rest of these are all from that Mash brush set, I believe. Let me double check. Yep. I love these brushes. Again, another cheap, I mean, they're just really, really cheap. If I can find the set online, I'll let you know. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the powder brushes that come with that set are an absolute waste. But if you enjoy fun color and doing all kinds of gradients and ombre colors and transitional work and anything like that, these are great because you get such a crazy, you know what? I can probably get rid of a couple of these. I'm looking at them. I'm going to get rid of this one. That one's too big. I'm going to get rid of that one. And I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay. But these I love, like these angled ones. I love these little angled ones. If you're doing a hooded, or if you're doing a halo look, it's perfect for getting right in the inner and outer corner of the eye. These are just great. These are beat to hell. These are really cheap brushes, but they've lasted pretty darn well. I really, really enjoy these just for packing on color because they're so nice and stiff and they just do a really good job of packing on color. So I'm keeping those. All right, now let's get down. So these are the brushes that I've been using the most often. So, but I know there's some in here that I can get rid of. So I'm going to go ahead and go through these and we'll go from there. This brush is my favorite powder brush ever. Again, I got this for $1 off the Home app. Absolutely love it. I believe it's a knockoff of the IT Cosmetics brush, but I'm keeping that one. Love it. I also love this Sephora powder brush. I use this more for like bronzer, but it's really good for that. See, I have another one of the 110s, so I'm keeping those. I love that brush. For a while, this was my favorite contour brush, and I still use it every now and then. This is the small contour brush from Sephora. Such a great brush for getting just a nice, precise contour. I have a BRC S52 brush right along the lines of the S12. This, I have no idea where I got this brush. This is a little one-off no-name brush. It's really, really soft. It's got a great little tip on it. It's perfect for underneath the eye work. Love it. I have another BRC S03 brush. Do I have another one of those? Yeah, S03. I'm keeping those. Love them. I love the S08. This is a great pointed crease brush. These are all brushes that I'm loving right now, so I know I'm keeping these. The angled brush, or liner brush from Sephora. I love this for cut crease work, and I also love it for my brows. That one is staying. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. I have two of these. I love this for concealer. This is such a great concealer brush, so those are staying. The e.l.f. blush brush, I actually love this for setting powder underneath my eye. The e.l.f. small tapered brush, I like this for setting powder underneath my eye, and I also like using it for highlight, so that's staying. I have another deluxe crease brush. I don't know where that came from. Guys, this is ridiculous, I know. BRC S09, again, another great pointed just pencil brush, love it. Flat shader brush, I know, God, I have so many of those. Do I need to keep this one? I don't reach for this one that much. I'm gonna let that one go, even though that is in my everyday favorites. I have this nice pencil brush from BH Cosmetics, but again, I'm gonna let that go. I have so many of them. I have these teeny tiny little brushes that I use. These are eyeshadow brushes. Again, these are for MASH, but I use them for lip brushes, so those are gonna stay. I have my e.l.f. Shadow C brush. I never use this, that's gonna go. I mean, I used it today, but it's been a while. Another kind of angled packing brush, again, great for halo eyes. Love this brush for that, that's gonna stay. This is my Delium Tools 990 brush. This is such a great brush if you want a soft contour. It's beautiful. This is, again, the pink bamboo. That one's gonna stay. I have another BRC S08. Guys, I'm a lunatic, I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry, but you know, kind of. The base shadow brush, again, I love this brush. That's gonna stay. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the Real Techniques. This one, I think I don't know what I did to that one. I like hulked out on it. I do like this brush, this shading brush. I like this for detailed work, so that's gonna stay. I have another fluffy brush. Oh God, I'm a lunatic. Another flat packing brush, but I have so many of the other ones. This one's from Wet n Wild. I'm gonna let this one go because I'm keeping those ones from MASH. This is the BH Cosmetics 125 brush. I love this brush. It's cut a little funky, but I love it for highlighter. It's really nice for that, but just beware, those are cut kind of funky. I have another one of these foundation brushes, because again, I do like to use those. I am gonna get rid of this Sonia Kashuk smudge brush, and then I'm gonna keep this small fan brush. So, all right, guys, I went through my collection and found some brushes that I knew I was missing, but again, they just get lost in my collection. So this is the other brush to go with that fine, that crease brush from Essence of Beauty. This is the fine crease brush. I am going to be keeping that one. I really like this. This little BH Cosmetics brush I really do like, but I'm gonna get rid of that. These are my two Revlon brow brushes. I used to love these brushes. These used to be my go-to brow brushes. I really don't reach for them anymore. They're kind of beat up, so those are gonna go. And then I went through my collection and I found, like I've been doing, of things I was keeping. I was like, do I really need to keep these? So these are brushes that I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of. Well, this one I wasn't originally in there. Again, that was lost in my collection. This is the Real Techniques brow brush. I'm gonna get rid of that one. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the 130 brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm gonna get rid of this flat buffing brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm gonna get rid of the 123 from BH Cosmetics. I never use these flat top brushes. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this small powder brush from Wet n Wild. I love it, but I never, ever, ever use it. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this contour brush from BH Cosmetics. It's great, but I have a bunch like it. And then I'm gonna get rid of this flat top angled Kabuki from BH Cosmetics, because I'm just being honest with myself. I'm never gonna use this. So let's see what the damage is. All right, guys, so these are all of the brushes that I'm getting rid of. I just went through and counted them, and just like the lipsticks, I got rid of 111 brushes. Guys, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. That means that I had way too much in my collection. There's no way I was using all these brushes. I'm looking at my new brush setup now. I still have a ton of brushes, but they're brushes that I would use in a pinch. In any situation, I would use any of them. So that is a good thing, and that makes me feel better about what I have in my collection. So these are gonna be passed on. They're gonna be cleaned and sanitized and passed on to a bunch of girlfriends, friends, family, things like that. And any ones that I don't get rid of, I will be donating. So, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this brush collection. Let me know what your favorite brushes are down below. As you can see, I don't have any high-end brushes in my collection. I do, that's a lie. I have one high-end brush, and it was sent to me because I was not gonna pay $46 for this brush, but I do like it. So since they sent it to me, I will use it. But that's literally the only high-end brush I have, I think. Yeah, that's the only high-end brush. These are all drugstore brushes that I've just been trying out and trying to get a good, you know, grasp on, so I'm much happier with my collection now. But guys, again, let me know what your favorites are. I'm always interested to hear your thoughts and hear your thoughts on, you know, do you think I did good? Do you think I could have done better? You know, it's always good to have a reality check, and you guys definitely do that for me. But guys, thanks so much for hanging out, talking about makeup with me, decluttering with me. I will see you guys next time. Bye!